Well, good Friday morning. It's Dr. Bill Williams again on the Influencers Podcast. It's good to see you all here. People from all over the world, 190 countries are tuning in, and we have a very special treat for you right now. Amina El Abed, founder of Qonteq. Now, this is going to be one of the more interesting podcasts that we've done because Amina is not your average normal bear. No, she's a very special bear. And being from San Francisco, California right now, how is it out there in the sunny West on the coast?
Well, we're waiting for the sun to come out. It's pretty cloudy right now. It's very early, but as you know, San Francisco is going to change in about 2 minutes and then change back again. So we never know how the day's going to go.
I think Mark Twain said it. He spent the coldest summer of his life in San Francisco. I have to agree. I had to buy a sweater one time when I went to visit San Francisco in the summertime.
Oh yeah, we have when I first came here, because I come from the Mediterranean, and so summer is pretty serious for us. And then it was like July, it's raining. That was my first year. Oh, it was very depressing for me, but then I got used to it, and so I learned to appreciate September now.
Yeah, well, we're so glad that we could have you on our show today because your story is very interesting, and I want our audience to jump right in and hear how you got started. And first, you have to tell us what is Qonteq, and then after that, how to get going and what brought you here.
That sounds good. Thank you for having me, Dr. Bill. So Qonteq as a technology, it's a player that is, I define it as a powerful advertising tool in the hands of creators. And it's geared towards people who work in the entertainment industry. And right now our focus is on musicians and music videos. And so the way that it works, so it's technology that monetizes videos, and so makes them clickable and allows people to interact with the videos and the content that they watch and purchase things that they see on screen. And so you're watching, let's say, a music video of your favorite artist, and you spot an outfit or a product or something that you like. With Qonteq, you can press pause at any moment, click on it, put it in your cart, and it's yours. And so I wanted to provide fans and people a way to support the artists that they love differently, and by kind of getting a piece of their creative vision. So that is in a nutshell what we do. We are currently in beta testing and really open to all kinds of artists to work with us and to take our player and test it out on their own platform. And we kind of encourage them to have it on their separate, kind of take away the part of their audience that is really supportive of them, and kind of filter out from the big audiences that they're building on social media, and just take the real ones, the one that want to support you, the ones that are willing to spend a little bit more. Because as you know, I don't know if you know about artists, but the streaming platforms don't pay them much. And so they really rely on merchandise and their brand deals and also concerts to make a decent living. And so we wanted to kind of reverse kind of that power play and to kind of look at the kind of investment that they have to make in order for them to grow their audience. And we felt that it was very unfair for them to kind of spend so much when we can, from very few fans, like 100 fans, you can actually pay your rent. And that's the whole philosophy behind it. I am an artist myself. I'm a musician, but it's always something that I do on the side. I come from a production background, but I've always kind of stayed in the nonprofit sector. So it makes me a little bit of an oddball here in San Francisco, because I did not come for at the beginning, it wasn't, the dream was not the startup and kind of the business world and all that. It really needed to have a mission for me to get me going. So that is, in a nutshell, it kind of gives you an idea of what powers me.
So you're basically a new revenue stream for the entertainment industry. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I am a business model, a new business model, because the technology, I mean the competition, really, whenever you talk to anybody, people tell you that you have to be competitive on the technology. The technology has to be the thing that sets you apart, and I agree. But it's not just that. There are a lot of um, video monetization interactivity players out there. I mean, not a lot. It's starting, and it's a technology that's being embraced right now by bigger player. We see, for example, YouTube is starting to kind of test out in a few markets, not available everywhere, but we're getting there. Everyone is getting to a point where they see that there is an evolution of the rapport between the audience, the people who consume the content, and what they expect from that content, and the kind of the relationship that they have to it, and kind of we want to touch it now. We're kind of getting closer and closer and more immersed into it, and we see all of the ways that people are exploring this immersive aspect. So we see with the metaverse and all that, but also with live shopping. And so the user is kind of getting very, very comfortable with these technologies. And so for me, it's not so much the technology that's going to set you apart. It's taking a step back, looking at an industry and how it operates, and seeing what are the gaps, what are the issues that are in them, and try to fix it over the long run. Right now, let's say the streaming industry as a whole generates a lot of money. It has a lot of value. Everyone is online. Everyone is consuming videos, but nobody's profitable right now. I don't know if you noticed the Netflix and so on. They are not profitable, and they are having issues. We've seen with the strikes in Los Angeles of the writers, and there is kind of a something that is broken between the people that bring the stories that we love before our eyes, the creators, and the platform owners and the advertisers. So when I look at my competitors and people who are operating in this space, and also the kind of investors and people that I have been speaking with, everyone tells me that you're taking the difficult route, because right now with this technology, you can just if you focus on the advertisers, there's so much that you can do. Why do you want to just keep it for entertainment, for artists? It's very cute. But then, when you look long term and you see that the people who are creating the content owners, they are underpaid, but those are the ones that we connect with. Those are the ones that create the trends. Those are the ones that inspire us. And those are the ones that, brands see as potential. And so if you take that potential and you co-opt it and you use it, and it's good. I mean, everyone is making money, but then you go back and you look at the value that's being created for the content owner, it's very little. I feel like there is it's not fair.
You're taking
So
you're taking an approach that the middleman takes too much of the profit and leaves not enough for the content creator, which I agree. And
exactly. Yeah.
What are the things you're doing, your success secrets for Qonteq, and your did you say T-commerce 2.0 might be what you call this?
Yes. You read my article. Thank you. You did your research, Dr. Bill. I appreciate
do a little research on my guest helps. And I want you to kind of give us the overall viewpoint of what do you do that benefits the artist?
So we are at the very, very early days. So we are in those early conversations where we really are listening more than speaking. And so I wouldn't say that we're successful yet. It's a journey, and success, it happens a few times a day, and then you get a little bit of a slumps. And so it's moments of success, I would call them, that when you have conversations with the people who are concerned with all the things that are wrong and who are lacking tools and being told that they have to make all of these efforts, to stand out. You see that they have to invest so much before they can become profitable. You see that, in the streaming industry, you have in the music streaming, you have to get millions and millions of streams before you can, pay your rent. And when in reality, and a lot of research show, and even other, startups that are, new to the space, show that with a handful of fans, with a handful of people who really, really want to support you, you can make a decent living. And so why is there so much pressure on people? And now I say all of this, and it doesn't really answer the question, but because we're very new. But for me, the success, it comes from really listening and being in tune with the pain points of a whole kind of industry and the way that is built. And I feel like we're already successful just by talking to these people and kind of just touching on them and say, we recognize that this is a problem, this is another, and this is another. And people, just by hearing, they're like, thank you so much for acknowledging that, first of all, because I feel that people say that, we feel like we put so much out and get so little in return. And that doesn't make so much sense to me, because there is another way. But also, it is, for us, it is, we're not asking them to do anything extra. It's just looking at the way that, their process works, and just putting in place some mechanisms for them to just continue doing the same thing, focusing on the things that matter. So like the creativity, the creative process, which is what people connect with, and really put back the value into that in the eyes of the fan or the consumer. So the company's motto, that's a tough one. I would say, it's I mean, we haven't written anything out yet, but I would say it's to be on the side of the creators. This is always whatever.
You said something that was very interesting to me. It caught my ear. You could take 100 fans and pay the rent.
Yes.
If you're an artist, that resonates. My son's put many years into being a singer-songwriter in Nashville, and he did 3 EP albums and music videos. He put out 2 or 3, and his income from all that work was meager, and it wasn't enough to sustain him in a lifestyle. And he had to do other things to make a go of it. He wanted to be an artist is his major goal, but Spotify doesn't pay. You can't live off of Spotify if you're a minor artist, and sales of EPs don't go very far unless you're the headliner.
Unless you invest a lot of your own money. So you got to spend time creating, you got to spend money on the studio, you got to spend money on, not only do you have to be a great musician and set yourself aside, like that, but you also have to be a great graphic designer, a video maker, and you have to be a great marketing person. And that is, that takes away the attention, of the artist on what is essential and what makes them an artist and what we actually connect with. The only thing that we require, but I think it's the minimum, and I think all artists kind of figure it out along the way, is that they have a strong visual identity, because that is how people connect. And so once you have that, and people are able to appreciate, your brand, your identity, your really singularity, with very little people are willing. We underestimate what people are willing to pay in order to support you, in order for you as an artist to continue to live off your art, because we don't want you to be running around doing all of these things. We just want you to create more for us.
You're talking right now about why should somebody buy from you. there's two parts of that question. Why should they buy from Qonteq, use your services, but also why should somebody choose an artist to follow and be a fan through Qonteq? So can you address both of those?
Yes. So I think mainly why people should buy from us is because when you look at all of the solutions that are available to artists to monetize and to put themselves out there, we are one of the few ones that only get paid if you get paid. And so we're really dependent on your own success. If you sell, we get, the way that we make money is that we collect transaction fees on every sale that happens through your music video. And so it is so we're not collecting anything in advance. If you sell, if you are successful, we're successful. And we really want to, it's part of the new dynamic that we want to instill. And even in the way that we approach a creative project such as music videos, because our focus is on music videos, because first of all, it's the most streamed type of videos online right now. But it's still perceived as an expense by the artists. Artists don't produce music videos anymore because they are very costly, but also because of the platforms where you would put your music video. They encourage you, first of all, the TikToks and so on, they encourage you to do short forms of content. So we're not anymore into the storytelling that we're used to, the MTV, the Viva, I don't know, the channels, but I grew up with different ones where, you have a whole story, like the Michael Jackson Thriller. Nobody can afford that. But I want the artist to be able to, create and to put, really high quality content, and to know that, there's going to be people who are receptive on the other hand. And so when you do that, when you reverse that, first of all, you create a new dynamic for music videos to be created. It doesn't need to be initiated by the artists themselves. If you say, if our principle is, when you succeed, I succeed, that can be applied to any job that is in a production. And so it's not incumbent on the artist anymore to be the sole initiator of a music video project, because there are so many people who work on a creative project. You would say the DOP, the director, the choreographer, the stylist, the makeup artist. So these people can come and co-create. And same principle. If we succeed, we all succeed. Everyone needs, a video as a medium to showcase what they know how to do. So why not, use a music video as a common project where we all bring, our best, skills, like in choosing the costumes and creating beautiful makeup and doing the hair. And for, viewers, when watching it, they're like, oh, what is that? They get access to a piece of the vision. They can get it for themselves, and they can support all of these people through, this experience. And I think it's a very healthy and it's a fairer model. And so in those values that are, at the heart of the business model, I think this is why people should buy from us, because it is genuinely fairer, and everybody wins. There is no imbalance, between like with the middleman taking too much, and the value creators, having to always try to distinguish themselves and always try to produce to put themselves aside. And so
does your platform allow the people that help create the video to have a financial impact in their lives? How does that work for the people who did the hair, the makeup, the set design?
Yeah, so the way that we monetize is, we kind of embed links into every frame, so nobody can miss anything from a video. So whatever, at any moment, if you're watching something, you can basically, we treat music videos as mini marketplaces. which also allows, by the way, the artists to reinvent themselves and not just, be confined into one category of products that gonna fit. If you're a rapper, you can even, sell, ballet shoes if you want to, because you choose for your music video to tell a story that involves ballet shoes. And so you're not just confined into the things that are, expected from your brand as, a rapper or as a country musician or something like that. And so it really opens up the range of products that you could sell. Sidetrack. Could you say the question again? You see, I get sidetracked because I'm so passionate.
That's quite unique. So anything that you see in the music video could turn into a monetization for that product.
Right. And so
service.
if you are able to, put products into every scene, and so you're able to quantify, what is, the return on every creative choice. And that's very new, to be able to quantify, kind of quantify or get close to quantifying the value of, your creative input. I think that's very revolutionary, because you're going to be able to pinpoint, this music video, this is what we sold. And so if we sold, clothes, that means that the stylist, did a very good job. If we sold, a certain kind of product, maybe makeup, it means that people really resonated, with the makeup that was on the artist. So we're really able to pinpoint what is,
the glasses you're wearing, you could sell a particular brand of eyewear.
Yeah. So you can, and if people buy my glasses, I'm able, okay, so I'm kind of an influencer, because that is something that I chose to put into a video that comes from, my creativity, the way that I chose to tell the story. And so you're really able to quantify everyone's input. And that is something that it is the biggest problem right now of the entertainment industry, because there are so many thankless jobs, people that are behind the scenes that work day and night to make the story believable and to help us connect with it, that I never recognized. And I feel like if you do this, you're able to kind of see where everyone's input where they shine basically in the story, because at the end of the day, the viewer is the judge of that. What they resonate with, they're gonna click on it. And so I think this is the way that you're able to kind of get everyone to profit. Everyone that has anything to do with the creation of a music video. In the case of
So let's say somebody's looking at Qonteq and wants to get involved. Who's your ideal client?
My ideal client, we have one requirement, is that they have figured out their visual identity, because that kind of helps them. We want quality content. I mean, that is the requirement for people to be able to be as the first, because that is what people will connect with. It's music videos, and so you really have to have a strong visual identity, and we encourage that. We actually believe that if people start using our technology, the quality of their content that they put out there is gonna increase exponentially, because now they're doing it for the visual, to be visually appealing, because they're doing it because they know that there is a reward if they do a good music video, if they spend some time on crafting something that is visually appealing. And so that is going to be rewarded by the viewer. And so an ideal client is someone who has figured out that visual identity is important. Hopefully, if you're an artist, you have done that by now, because everyone requires you to do that. We just put less pressure on you to be very unique, and to just have your fans, people who want to support you. When I feel like that's something that you do anyway. To going back to my earlier point, we don't want you to do anything extra. We want to look at the things that you're doing right now and make it fairer for you, and just encourage you to focus on your art rather than just focusing on all of this noise, because there's so much competition, to kind of set yourself aside and to not fall into the trap of, big audience, big numbers on Instagram, on YouTube. It doesn't equal more money for you. And so maybe you shouldn't, put all of your effort in growing those audiences. Maybe just focus on the few ones that really matter, that really want to support you. And that is so much pressure that's taken off of the shoulder of the creators, I think. Yeah.
What I was thinking as you were talking was artist. The definition of an artist is not just somebody who plays a musical instrument or sings. What about people who do podcasts, or people who are the stars of the media, the talking heads? Would your platform fit that type of a person who doesn't actually sing, but they talk?
It's I define artists as someone who can appreciate art, not just just be a performer. It's not just about the performance. It's the people who put themselves out there and can appreciate art and have something that is very in tune with that side, and who are looking for a certain connection with an audience. I speak like this, and I enjoy speaking like this, but this is not how people in San Francisco speak, by the way. Because you have to be focused on the impact and monetization and all that, and we really are, but it goes through this. I think that it's not how would you say, like, it doesn't contradict. And I get sidetracked. Can you say the question again? Oh yeah, podcasters. I'm very open. I mean, I'm always learning. For me, film and music are what I've been. It's my field. I've been in that space for 10 years. But everyone that puts themselves out there, that offer something that is visual, they can really play with this with this technology. It's really at the hands of whoever feel like they need to use it. And a very important principle that we have is that the Qonteq, the way that we define it in our pitch deck, is that it's non-invasive, omnipresent. It's omnipresent, non-invasive advertisement, because we don't want to be in the viewer's face, like, this is for sale, buy this, do this, and have all these pop-ups and so on. So this is why it's important. It was important for me, and also from talking to many people, to make that option available if the viewer wants to buy. And so we want them to be on your platform as a creator for your content. And then if there's something that they like, they can choose to press pause and just look for it. It's just that the information is there. It's available for you if you need it. And so, and there is no restriction on who gets to sell a piece of their mise en scène. And so I get very excited when you tell me that what if podcasters, because if you see that there is value for you there, then it certainly is. I am sure it is there, and I'd love to talk to you more about that.
Yeah, I think you might have opened up quite an interesting concept when you talk about including podcasters, because there's a lot of podcasters that are not monetized yet. One of the things that I thought about while you were speaking just now was you have so many unique concepts that they make me think of new avenues to go and more rabbit trails. So this is kind of fun for me. I'm thinking about the ideal client coming to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also thinking about somebody watching a video. How are they going to see a call to action? How do they become, from a viewer to a client, somebody who's going to buy something in the video without an obvious call to action? What do you do to make it aware that there's the opportunity to be a purchaser?
So we're still exploring that. We're really in testing more right now. The way that we're starting, let's say, is that we kind of do like the Hulus and so on, when there is before the video starts, there is a kind of a little bit of an animation that says that this is an interactive video, and that if you want to interact with the objects in it, you can. And that is just something to show that it's an option that they have. I don't have a definite answer, because we're really testing, and we need to work with more people to be able to see what would be the right tweaks and the right way to show that option. But I feel like we're getting there anyway. We're getting to a place.
Is it like a clickable event where you put your mouse pointer on something in the video and you click it, and suddenly there's a link or a story that you can jump into?
It's so the way that we're doing it right now is that you can, when you click on something, you remain on your screen, and you have a little bit, on your player, you have a cart, and it gets added to your cart. And then when you finish the video, you can just review your cart. Or if you're too enthusiastic and too excited, you can just buy it right now. But we allow you to have your experience uninterrupted, where you're watching, you add stuff to your cart if you need to, and at the end of the video you can review your cart and check out. So this
I like it.
Yeah.
That's answers the question of how, and you have to inform the person ahead of time that this medium that you're in allows that. So you have to do education, right?
Exactly. Yeah. We have to do that, and we're happy to do that. But I feel like we are at the early days, so it's very exciting to be a player right now, because everyone is still figuring it out. And but I feel like it's the way that the relationship of the user, of the audience, is evolving with video. I feel like we're very soon going to get to a point where it's going to be expected anyway. And so
you'll be ubiquitous activity that people know you're in the medium, so you know what to do.
Yeah. And it's going to become part of the way that we consume media. I feel like we're going to get there sooner than we think, to a point where, people are going to be annoyed if the video is not clickable. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's good to be here on the early days, and to be one of the initiator, one of the educators, one of the people who are going to be leading that change in behavior in terms of interaction with video.
So do you build your videos with heat maps in them to kind of map the whole video out? Is that how you do it?
So we break the video into frames, and then we kind of annotate the videos. We would take the products, the way that we work. So an artist or a content owner, they would we're gonna move towards a model. We're still not there right now. Right now we do it all in-house. But we're going to get to a point where they just get to do it themselves. So they have their channel, and they have their studio tools behind the scene, and they can just upload their videos and add their products. But right now, we just get a video and a list of products, and we just annotate the video throughout. And the way that it works is that it's a database with all of the products, and it's being called into the video whenever it appears on your screen.
Perfect. I don't guess there is much competition for this.
There isn't yet. I mean, we were babies. We're still babies. We're still testing, and really very much in tune with what our clients tell us, our partners tell us, and so we're very lucky that a few people are trusting us. I think because our message resonates really well with them, and they have nothing to lose. That's that's a great thing about it. It's work that they do anyway. And so to be able to test something new that can potentially bring them, a new way of connecting with their audiences, we feel like, we haven't had any resistance to, whenever we have these conversations with artists, everyone is very much open to something like this. The only thing that there is a bit of a bit of stress, of anxiety, is having to, feeling like you have to build something outside of where you have invested, your time and your energy. So like outside of the usual YouTubes, TikToks, Instagram, and so on. But you can just, use our technology, upload your video with us before, and then you can put it on YouTube if you still want to. It's not going anywhere. And so it really is something that is risk-free for them. And it kind of, helps them kind of see who are, the active fans, the people who want to support them, and to kind of separate those from the passive ones that are just, scrolling through and passively liking their content. And, those are good to have. It's good to have influence. But at the end of the day, you gotta eat. You gotta, see who really wants to help you continue to create on your own terms. That is very, very important, that you get to keep creating on your own terms, that you don't just, because you need to, that, you have a script or, restrictions that come from the brands that you collaborate with, that sponsor you, that tell you, could you, not do this, or could you go in this certain direction? And a lot of times, it clashes with, your own universe. And what happens is that we see content that kind of looks the same because they're sponsored by the same people. And so it's kind of difficult to see a differentiator there, and where, what you, your own artistic qualities and what sets you aside be kind of a bit hazy, in all of these, branding and brand partnerships that you do. And so we really want to support uniqueness.
I like it. I like it a lot. Your unique product, what would you call it? Do you have a name or a product you sell to people already?
So we are, the company's name is Qonteq. Now we're focused on monetizing music videos. We're beta testing, and so we're really on the very early days, and we're calling on to people to kind of get in touch with us to test it out on their own, personal platforms. And it's called Music. It's like written like contact, but with two Z's and an EQ. So that is the product that we're launching with, focused on music video. I feel like, specialization is important here. And as we grow, we're going to be able to roll out more products that are geared to the different categories of creators.
That's good. And your ultimate goal with Qonteq, what is it?
My ultimate goal is to it is to give, it kind of redefine I've said it already, is to redefine the business model to be more fair, and to, have more transparency on how revenues are being shared, and to really give people, what they deserve, because you're able to see that there is great transparency. The people will speak, they will show you what they like, and you're going to be able to pinpoint that, and to be able to track what they like and what they don't like through this, and to really reward, the people who are responsible for what the audience likes. And so, as I said, I've spent 8 years, in the nonprofit sector. My goal is to really support people, to do what they love to do, and to really kind of refocus, with the reward, give it back to the people. It's true. These are my values. I really want people to get what they deserve. And so if we achieve that, if we get to a point where, the artist is, more focused on the creative side, on what they love to do, and on what, they want to do, instead of, just focusing on really the race to monetize, to stand out, to get the streams, and to just spend so much effort in things that bring you so little in the end. I'll be very, very happy if we get to a point where people just create and are rewarded for it. The audience is ready. The audience wants to reward the creator. It's just that there are no mechanisms for that right now.
What was your musical talent or interest when you were saying you're a musician?
Yeah, I'm a composer. I'm not a great musician. I play a few instruments, but I write music. I have a band. It's on Spotify. I think it's only me and my family who listen to it, but yeah, I love it. It's called Olive Stones. It's the little olive pits, because I'm from the Mediterranean. Olive stones are, what remains of a nice afternoon with friends.
Nice.
And this is what it is. And it's cinematographic. I've worked in cinema and in production. I'm from Tunisia. I owned a digital media, successful one, before moving to America. And it was all video based, and it was very I don't like the word activist, but I've always wanted to give a voice to the people who are underrepresented in media and so on. And so I just love finding what sets people aside, being able to tell the story of people the way that they want to tell it. And this was what keeps me going.
Yeah, that leads us into a good question. What advice would you give to your young self if you're thinking about starting at 20 again and doing it over? What would you do? Anything different?
Yes, I would do things differently. Because you don't have much guidance at that time, and you kind of I feel like that was a very scary time, having to figure out the world at 20 years old. I was in Hong Kong when I was 20. I finished high school and I went studying engineering. I studied electronic engineering, but I dropped out because it wasn't enough people in the labs. And I just love talking to people so much. But the advice is first of all, discipline. That's something that I didn't have back then. And I feel like I would have, benefited from focusing on my efforts. I've always known what was driving me, but it was going in a million directions. And so just to be focused, you don't need to do all the things. You can get joy from doing a couple of things, and to just do them well, and to be disciplined and to keep doing it. It took me a bit of time to get where I am today. I had a lot of fun along the way, but I think that a bit of discipline, a bit of trusting, intuition, but not just relying on that. That is my advice to my 20-year-old self. But she had fun. She had a good time.
That's pretty good. I think you probably turned out pretty well. But like you say, you want to give back to the world. You want to support people in the arts. And this is a good calling. What do you want to be remembered for when it's all said and done?
It's okay. I don't need to be remembered, Dr. Bill. I'm fine with that. I just wanna live authentically and just do something, that brings great value. Don't get me wrong. I know that this is gonna make a lot of money. But to do it in the right way. I feel like you don't necessarily need to give up, the values that you have in order to make it in business. I feel like, you're only creating something that is not gonna go too far. And I feel like we're arriving at the end of cycles when you look at how things are built right now. And you took a step back and you're like, okay, how do we build something on a good foundation? And so I just want to be someone who is a part of, that foundation. And so, yeah, that's it.
So tell us how we can support you, how people that want to connect with Qonteq can do that.
they can email me at amina.elabed@qonteq.com. I am very receptive. I really want to listen to, what people have to say, or, any critique or any advice. So I want to learn. I want to learn from people's experiences. I want to avoid making too many mistakes. And so the way that people can support is to trust us with, by trying our technology, by embracing, our mission. And just trying it out, no commitment. It's nothing that you wouldn't be doing anyway as a creator, and to just tell us, if what is important, because we're, right now it's a startup. It's very few people who are working on it. We're trying to talk to as many people as possible. And it would be good for people to reach out to us and talk to us. And so that is the best way that people can support us, is to just talk to us.
Sounds like an open opportunity for people to really expand their abilities. The monetization question is the big question for artists. The starving artist is a well-known phrase.
Yes,
and you're hoping to help them overcome that. So that's beautiful.
Yeah, I feel like the artist is starving because it's a system that's not built for artists, and it doesn't have to be that way, because people want to support artists. It is cutthroat, but you can make a living with fewer people than you think supporting you. That's the message.
Yeah, I went to the Monet Museum in Amsterdam this past fall, saw all of Monet's work, and I came away with one thought. I think he only sold one picture for a meager sum at that, but then his total work value now is like $50 billion or some number.
Yeah, Monet was part of a revolution. The way that he was painting at the time was scandalous, because it was breaking a lot of the rules of classical painting at the time, and so he was a pioneer, and so you see that's legacy.
Yeah, we want to monetize before we die. That's the key.
Yes, that is a great message. Like, support living artists, not dead ones.
Yeah, Michael Jackson does not need your money.
Exactly. He rest in peace.
Maybe that could be a motto for your company. Something about supporting the live artists, not the dead artists.
Not the dead ones. It's a good one.
Oh yeah. Well, this is a fun time. I've enjoyed having you on the show. What do you say about your guest experience today?
It's such a treat. I was a bit stressed. I haven't done conversations like this in a long time. I'm never speaking about business. Always been about speaking about other things. And so I'm really appreciative of Dr. Bill for finding me, for really giving me this platform, and really empowering me to say, and giving me the time to say the thing that I want to say in the way that I want to say them. And so it's just really cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're certainly welcome. I want to give you the final word before we come back and let you speak to the audience, and just tell them about what's important to you, to that lasting impression that you want to leave.
Ooh, hello. What I want to say is it's my husband, is that you don't have to leave the things. You have to find a way to kind of create a business that goes hand in hand with what you believe in. You have to trust the users and your clients and to really be in tune with what they want to see and what they want to support, and just give them the opportunity to support you in the right way. And it's just, for me, it's been such an honor talking to not only artists and creators, but also people who want to have a different experience and a different, way of engaging with the content that they love. And so what I want to say to people who are, in this space is that competition, doesn't, it could be constructive, and that there is so much space for other player, in a space like this to contribute. And if we're trying to fix the business model, then we need more people to kind of get into this space. And so I really encourage people who are interested, in this field to get in touch with me, and so to find where each one can contribute in a way that we can kind of fix the business model of how people are making money online, and take off the pressure off of the creators, and just support them in the way that they need to be supported, so they can continue to create, the content that we're watching every day. And so I really want people to get in touch with me and to have these conversations, because there is something that obviously needs to be fixed. So yeah, I think that is it. Thank you so much, Dr. Bill. I hope this has been inspiring for the people watching. And yeah, that's it. We'll stop.
Thank you. That's wonderful. Amina El Abed of Qonteq, a new way to monetize for artists and the music world. This is exciting times. And speaking of exciting times, I want to mention what we're doing to support ourselves and our friends, and that is through having a digital business. If you want to be working online and not have to go down to the office to a job, maybe you'll click on the QR code and you'll come to my digital business card, and you'll kind of find out what's going on. And what I like to do is offer interviews with exciting people like Amina. If you want to be on the Influencers Podcast, of course, you can come and see all the podcasts we've done at drbillwilliams.tv. That's basically a reservoir of 130 different podcasts that we've done this year. And then you can even look into the AI technology on the same business card. You'll see a link to what we do for different software products, SaaS products, software as a service. And we build things for people that want to have better technology in their businesses. So for instance, Trim will make the QR code that I'm using. It's trackable, so you can know where people click from. It'll also let you do a shortened URL. So we give these away. There's a lot of free things that we have on our website, things that would be like, Blessed, we can say would be a fundraiser for startups. Amina, you could take some of your artists and have them promote their business and promote.
Absolutely. I'm going to use these.
What you're doing, and they could build a website. They could get funding for their project to get on board with what you're doing. So there's a lot of ways to use our products that are free, and then we have a few that are paid products. If you're tracking websites and traffic to websites, this could be a very useful tool. So we want to put that out there. And we're not only involved in software, but we're also involved with Fast Cars Majlis out of Dubai. So we have many connections around the world. We have strategic partners in Cairo, in the business development area. We have O Media in Dubai, which is more tuned into what you're doing, the media area, working with artists, working with presenters. We have lots and lots of contacts with the media and the artistic community through that O Media department. So I just want to promote to everybody out there to take the list here, take this URL, and get yourself a free membership, a free look inside, and pick up all the free stuff we have. And if you like something to buy, well, we have some of the best products out there related to the things that we do. Our flagship probably right now would be called Qonteq, which is streaming video. Think about this one. What if you wanted to put a concert on to 10,000 people? How much would it cost?
That is very interesting. I've never asked myself that question. I haven't thought that far.
Well, if you were using Zoom, for instance, it might cost you $6,000 a month.
Oh my goodness.
If you were using our product, it would cost $125 a month.
That's a very good deal to anyone listening.
Yeah, if you're an artist and want to put out major concerts to places at a 4K quality video, 4K quality audio, then you might look at Qonteq. A lot of benefits to being part of that. So, yeah, anybody who wants to get in and look at what we do, just write this down, otrim.co/freeweb95, and you can see all the products and see what we're doing in the AI space, I call it. Everything we have is built with AI. So there's a way to monetize through what Amina's doing. So that's what I want everybody to understand. There's something good with every company, and everybody has a way to win. So maybe we could figure a way to embed something that we have in your music videos.
I am very open. Like I said, like I want to have all of the conversations, and I definitely see the synergies, and so let's get to it, Dr. Bill.
Yeah, I would love to be in every one of your videos. That would be like the dream come true for somebody like myself. And everybody can watch a particular presentation on the Influencer podcast and say, I can see how I fit with that person, and the more we explore and the more we understand your business, the better we know how we could fit into it. So I'm excited for the future for what you're doing, because it's going to open a lot of doors. And,
I sure hope so. Thank you.
What we have in front of us is something unique here. That's why I thought our audience would enjoy your talk, and it's proven to be true that we expanded our knowledge and we opened up opportunities for artists, but also for advertisers.
Yes, it's a different it's a different kind of contract, I would say, that works for everyone, because if the story is compelling, that the advertiser wins. They just have to trust, if they pick, an artist to work with, they are the ones that have to adjust to their brand and not the other way around.
You got it. Well, this is exciting, and good times are ahead for both of our companies. I'm looking forward to many years of collaboration. And thank you, Amina. Thank you, audience, for being here with us today. I hope you learned a lot. I know that you gained a lot of respect for Amina and what she's doing, because she's got a cause that's worthy to support the starving artist and make them fat and happy. All right, we're going to turn off our podcast and have a good week. We're leading into the weekend right now, since it's Friday. So I want all of you guys to sit back, relax, have a good one, and come back Monday. We'll have more for you on the Influencers podcast.
Happy Friday, everyone.